my name's Cecilia and welcome to my channel. This is part of Operation Tops. That's a crap name. I should probably workshop that a little bit. But some background information. I probably the last 4 or 5 years, I've sewn mostly dresses. I used to live in London and I worked in an office that wasn't, definitely couldn't get away with business casual. So you had to dress up. And for me, it was just easier to wear a dress. And I wore dresses year round because even though people say London's cold, I'm Canadian. I know real cold, and London isn't. And so I would wear dresses with like wool tights in the winter or, you know, polar or heat tech underneath my tights to like keep my legs warm. And I just wear dresses year round. But recently, or I guess not so recently, I moved to Stockholm, and it actually gets cold here in the winter, and I feel a little weird about wearing dresses in the winter here. So I need some tops because I just really don't have any. The ones I do have either don't fit me anymore since having my child, or they're just like from a decade ago, and my style has changed since then. So I need some tops to wear. So I have some plans for some tops. I figured I'd make a video going through the plans I have for some tops that hopefully will be done in the near future. Just FYI, I have my computer here so that I could possibly give some better background information instead of what I generally do is say, oh, wait up. And hopefully I'll have some photos as well of what I plan on doing. So I have these ordered in what is most likely to get done to, might just generally be an idea. And let's see if it actually happens. So first things first, I have this white linen here. This is already cut out. I really like, you see them everywhere nowadays, or like it's definitely a trend. But it's a trend I really like because I think it's classic and it looks good on everyone I've seen them on. And it's the vests that kind of open over your hips. I just think they're universally flattering. I really like them and I want one. So I am using a free pattern to try to get this top done. A lot of these, like I used to like self-draft a lot of my clothes, but since having my child, I don't have a lot of time to sew, so I think it's easier for me and just kind of guarantees I get things done to have a pattern to work off of. But I also don't want to spend a whole bunch of money buying a pattern that's probably, who knows how many times you're going to use. 20, you spend 20 for the pattern, then you spend, however much for the fabric. It starts to add up. So some of these are using patterns I already have, or I'm using free patterns that I'm altering a little bit. So hopefully the small alterations don't take as long as self-drafting it. So this is a free pattern from Mood. I think it was, I can't remember what it's called, but it was I think a Good Place cosplay pattern. So all I did was it's a princess seam vest, a shorter one. So all I did was take off the collar and lengthen the pieces. So I did that and just cut it out of this fabric. Um, it's princess seam, so hopefully any fit issues should be really easy to take care of. And I really just didn't want to spend the time twaddling it. This is a white linen that I use to make shorts for a trip to Croatia. It's kind of like a stiff white linen, very opaque, so I think it's going to be good for this vest. I didn't have enough fabric left over to make it fully lined, which was like self-lined, which was the idea, but I do have a facing for the front button band, so hopefully that's okay, and I'll just use bias tape for the armholes and neckline. Next on the list is this here. Let's see if I can show you. I've already cut this out too. This is going to be a Peppermint Paddington top. I've made that pattern once before in a blue double gauze that I got from Fabric Godmother. I wear that top all the time. And it's one of those patterns that I never really thought of making again, just because the top I have is pretty plain, so it doesn't really come to mind when you think, oh, this is a great pattern. But I wear it all the time. So I figured if I did it in a less casual fabric, it would look more blousy and less casual, and then I could wear it to the office and other places. Um, yeah, and the pattern itself is nice. It's a nice pattern. Yeah, so this is a viscose I bought in Baltimore. So just a beige and neon green, like kind of abstract. I think there's fishes and some other shapes on it. I really like this, so hopefully that turns out pretty. This one here, let's see if you could see that. This is a blue tencel. I literally just made this exact top in black. It was a free pattern that, like, when I did I think it was originally from Berta magazine. I think that's where it originally came from. I found it somewhere online for free. Have the black version. I really like. I think it's classic. It looks really nice. It's like a Tensel's like nice and silky. So I figured it would be nice to just have another version in blue. So that is already cut out. So hopefully that will be done soon. Then I have this McCall's 7977. Let's see if I don't know where I'm supposed to be holding this. I've made this twice before. I once saw a dress, I want to say it was from like Netta Porter, and it was so cute. So I decided to make my own version using the top bit of this pattern, the View B, and the dress itself just had a gathered skirt. So I did that, and it was very cute. It was too cute. It looked like I was pretending to be a 5-year-old. So I cut the sleeves off, and I actually ended up still wearing the dress quite often. I made it out of a polyester fabric that I got for £1 a meter. I want to say Woolcrest, the fabric store in London Fields. But I used to bike to work, so I would just shove it in my backpack, and it would be absolutely no wrinkles by the time I got to the office. So I wore it all the time, even though I didn't really like the dress that much. Do you guys have any dresses like that, or pieces of clothing like that, where you can't actually say you like it, but you wear it very often? And I keep thinking I'm gonna get rid of it, but like I wear it all the time anyways. And I also made the BUB again, just in the top version. I think I did it without the sleeve cuffs. Also in a polyester that I actually think is really cute and do wear sometimes, but I don't buy polyester anymore, and I don't wear polyester anymore because I'm a sweaty girl and I need fabric that breathes. But so the plan is to have another one in a cotton. I'm going to be using this cotton. This is just a cotton. This is an old IKEA duvet set. It's a really nice kind of drapey, soft cotton. I don't want the top in this actual print. I plan on just dyeing it black and having a black version. So that's the plan for that. This pattern I've already tested it fits, so it should be a really quick sew. Just might take me some time to dye the fabric because I like to have a couple of things in that I'm gonna dye. So I just need those to like build up. Next, I have this vintage pattern, Simplicity 99556. I've seen a lot of tops recently, like this one. I think Silva Saga has a pattern that's like this with like ruffles, and there's quite a few indie pattern brands that have a top that's vaguely like this, and I think they're so cute, and I would buy them, but I'm on a pattern buying ban, and I bought this in a vintage pattern lot from eBay forever ago, and I don't think I've used any of them. So I figured this is a perfect time to try one. This one's done with elastic in the neckline, but I'm just going to do a casing and do a string to see if I can make a top that looks like the other ones. I'll try to have pictures of the tops I'm talking about as well as the patterns I'm talking about. But I am going to make it out of this. This is a remnant also of a duvet set in a cotton. I made a pair of pants for my daughter in this and a top for me. And there's just a teeny bit left, so I am going to do a cropped version of this in this just to kind of test out the fit of the pattern. And this will also be dyed black. So I at least have two things that are in my pipeline to be dyed black. Next on the list is, this is a Tiana's Closets pattern. I have a few here just because they're free, and I have sewn like one or two of them, but like I said, I'm trying to use patterns, so I have a few that I'm going to use and hopefully just tweak a little bit, and we'll get to what I want to, like the idea I have in my head. So this is the Isla puff sleeve top. I have made this before in a blue viscose, which I actually have in this pile, the remnant of that top. But this one I plan on making out of this linen viscose mix. It's like this brick color. I bought at Spotlight Fabrics in Miranda, so in Sydney. I am going to change the pattern a little bit. Like, I really like the top I made before out of this pattern. It's a really good pattern, and I think it's just a really good pattern. It fit perfectly. But this version, I want the front pieces. Well, I want the bottom pieces all gathered, and the pattern, I want to say they're gathered like 1.5 the size of the piece that they're. I don't even think that's that. I think it's like probably 1.25, like the width of the piece that they're being gathered onto. I'm going to make it so it's more like there's more fabric gathered on the bottom pieces. So I'm going to extend the width of the front pieces and probably the back piece as well. So it's a little like more gathered. So that's that. That is definitely going to be made. I know that for a fact. The next ones are, I think they're going to be made, but let's see. I saw this top. Hopefully I'll find the picture of it. I don't know what brand the top is, but I am going to use this Gillian Ruched dress pattern. I keep my patterns in these little envelopes, paper patterns. I have them all under a guest bed. This bed actually, this is the guest room. Well, it's my daughter's room, but there's also a bed for guests. There's drawers underneath there, and I keep them all in there, and it works to have them in these little envelopes. But I'm going to use this pattern like shortened to a top length. It's going to be sleeveless. This is with sleeves, but I'm going to extend it so it's more of like a dolman, or less of a dolman, but like boxy top versus an actual sleeveless top. And I am making it out of this navy cotton poplin. I'll try to show you the photo inspiration. I saw this top and I thought it was cute. So I'm gonna try it, and yeah, hopefully it turns out nice. Next on the list, oh no, that's not the fabric I'm using. I'm using this one, this green cotton poplin. This is going to be dyed black. I like this color, but it just doesn't look good on me. So this is another fabric or top that's going to be put in the dyeing black pipeline. So hopefully I'll make them all at the same time and they'll be dyed fairly quickly, so I have them to show you. This blue cotton poplin is actually for I saw a photo of just like a sleeveless top, and it had just nice details in it. I'll try to find the photo from my Pinterest board. But I found a Tiana's Closet pattern called the Agnes Ruffle Detail top. On that top, that pattern, it has ruffles. I'm just going to omit the ruffles, and then I think it'll look like the top I'm thinking of making. And I'm going to make it out of this blue cotton poplin that I bought, I think, Woolcrest Fabrics at London Fields. Next on the list is this green silk. This is a green silk chiffon that I bought at the fabric store in Sydney. I have this in 2 other colorways, but that same pattern that I using to make the blue tencel that I just mentioned earlier, I am going to use that pattern, but I'm going to add width to the front pieces so there's more gathers. And I figured that would look cute in this, like just like poofier. And then I'm thinking of maybe doing like just a row of shearing to kind of pull them in underneath the bust. It's just a general idea. I have it in my head. I'll try to find a photo of something that might be vaguely similar so you could see what's going on up there. Next on the list is this white and it's like a gray striped fabric. This is a viscose I bought at Walthamstow. I saw a photo on Pinterest of it's a dress, but it's this like big loose like square dress that has this V detail, and the stripes are all going different directions, and it's gathered and it's cute, and I really liked it. I don't want a dress like that. I'm trying to stay away from big shapeless dresses. I was pregnant, and then after being pregnant I wore a lot of big shapeless things, so I'm tired of it. I want things that are a little more like making you look like a big blob. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm over it. I've done it for a while now. I want other things. So I thought it might be nice to have a top, because I still really like the dress and the idea of the dress. And I was going to self-draft it, but then when I was looking on Tiana's Closet, looking at patterns she had I think it's called, I have it written here actually, it's called the Sohini top, which is fairly close to that inspiration photo. So I'm just going to try that one, just straight out of the box, the way she designed it in this fabric, with the stripes going in different directions, and hopefully it's cute. This fabric wasn't too expensive, so if it doesn't work out, then it's not a total wash. And I think quite a few of the pattern pieces are big enough that if the top itself doesn't look good, you could reuse the pieces and make something slightly smaller. So that is next on the list. I haven't printed that pattern or put it together, so I have to do all that, so that's a little less likely to be done anytime soon. Then I have this fabric, which I mentioned before. This is the one I made the Isla puffed top from Tiana's Patterns. I wear that top all the time, but I have some fabric left over. This is a viscose, and it has like a viscose jacquard, I guess is how you could explain it. Maybe like a viscose seersucker-y. Maybe it's not seersucker. It's kind of like seersucker-esque, but like I say jacquard because it has like other strings going through it, so it's actually striped, but it's a very subtle stripe. I don't know if I could get you to see that if I just hold it up really close. It's like a very subtle stripe. It has threads in the same color as the pattern going through it. I'm just going to make a sleeveless top with the stripes going slightly different directions and the bottom bit gathered. I think to make it different from other tops that I have, I'm just going to make the yoke kind of high, probably above the bust, versus usually you do the gathers underneath the bust, or I usually do gathers underneath the bust. So that's the plan for that. Then I have this pattern. this was a free pattern I got forever ago. The Sweet Pea blouse. It's actually missing. I had taken it out like a week ago or 2 weeks ago to see if I had enough fabric to cut it out in a different fabric. And I don't know what I did with the actual pieces. So I have to find this first. But I really want to try this. It's kind of, it was a free pattern, and it's kind of like those Doan tops you've been seeing around. I think it's a Doan top. You know, these like romantic, ruffly tie tops. It's basically that, and it's free. So I want to make it. I just have to find it first, or just reprint it. But I am going to try it in this fabric. This is just a random fabric to make kind of vaguely a wearable toile. This is a polyester. I wouldn't quite say chiffon, but it's kind of transparent. No, it's not transparent. It's just like really, I don't know. I used it to make a kind of beach cover-up dress, but I bought a lot of it at the time, so I have quite a bit left over, and the idea was to use it to make kind of wearable toiles. Because I want to make this top eventually in a linen, but yeah, I don't want to. I've never sewn this top before, so I want to make sure it fits and I can make the changes I want to it. So I'm gonna do it out of this one first. And then I have this McCall 7969. I have 2 dresses out of this pattern. I really like the pattern, but I altered the front piece. It was just like a plain flat front piece, and I made a dress out of it. Oh, actually, it was a tie front dress, but I have the pattern piece as just a plain front, and I'm going to extend it and make it blouse. The idea is to make it first out of a viscose print. I think that would be nice to have a viscose print blouse that's vaguely that style, but I really want it in a linen viscose. I have quite a few different colors, so eventually, if it looks good in the viscose print, I'll do it in a linen viscose mix as well. Just have to have a lot of viscose prints in my stash, so I'll just have to pick one. And then last, on my Pinterest board, I found this really nice, just like short sleeve top. I'll try to add the photo of it. But I had downloaded this pattern forever ago. It's the Mariana jacket. I don't have a photo on it on this one. Mariana jacket by the fabric store. This is for a jacket, but it is like a slim fitting kind of, you know, it's not like a winter jacket, or not, jackets aren't usually winter, but it's not like a loose fitting jacket. So I figured I could use this pattern to make a top. So I don't know what fabric I'm going to use. I'm a little worried about whether or not it's going to look like my inspiration, so I need to try it first. So I'll probably end up trying it in either one of the cottons that I already have here, or just a polyester that I use to toile with, before, hopefully, I make it an Tencel, the actual top. Because I think that's what the inspiration photo, it's like a silky kind of drapey top, not drapey, a silky, soft top. So that is the idea. So it's just like a vague idea at this point. So this is like, who knows if this gets done. So those are my ideas for some tops. So hopefully you'll see them soon in Operation Tops. And I'll be able to show them to you. But hopefully, because I need them, I'll be showing you some tops in the near future. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you'll come back at some point and watch another video. Yeah, thanks.